Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunch of tutorials. And a lot of these are pulled from CSS Max Design. And this is in Australia. And that's the .au. So it's css.maxdesign.com.au. And there's a bunch of great tutorials. And we're going to focus on using a bullet list of links. We're going to create a bunch of different navigation bars. And they are tutorials 1 through 4. Starting with, we're going to take a background image, turn it into a bullet. Then we're going to make a rollover list, then a nested rollover list, and then finally we'll end with the horizontal list. And it breaks it down into each of the steps. Now, I'm going to do the steps for you for the most part. But what we want to do is we want to get a set of pages that link together. Let me show you what it is we're going to generate. So we're going to have this here with the label. I got a, basically, these are coming from the Max Design List tutorials. We're going to have the background images, vertical rollover, nested, and horizontal. Now, all of these pages are going to link to each other. So background images, I can see background image for bullets. I click vertical, it's going to say vertical rollover bar. Now look at nested. When you start, you're going to have something like this. And then let's go to horizontal. So today, the first part of this series is just to create the HTML code so that we can do these list tutorials. So let's get started. So we're going to open up Notepad++, and what you want to do is you want to open up your template of code. So let's do that in just a moment. Okay, I went to my period 4 folder, I found the HTML folder, and there's the template. So we're going to start with the template, simple, it's an XHTML 1.0 strict template. And so we're going to take this and we're going to save it. What we want to do is we want to save it in a new folder in your student folder. If you don't have one called CSS, create one now. So we go ahead and do CSS. And so we're going to put it right in this root folder. And so we're not going to name it template. We're going to name it, we'll call it background for the first one, .html. Click save. Okay, so that's background.html. And from this page, we're going to make this kind of the master template we're going to use for the others. Every page should have a CSS Max Design List tutorial. There we go. And so we'll have that as the title. Let's go ahead and put it as a header one. And I'm just going to do, let's copy and paste. So I just copy that. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. And there we go. And let's make a header 2. Now in the header 2, each page will have its own unique value. And we're going to put on here background image for bullets. Okay. Now, in each of these tutorials, we're going to make an unordered list of links. So use UL. And then in the unordered list, we're going to create a list item. I'm just going to work my way outside in so that everything gets nested properly. And then in my list item, I'm going to do a hyperlink. Okay, so all of these are going to start with, basically this is the code structure. So we have an unordered list. In our unordered list, we're going to have a series of list items. Each one is going to be a hyperlink that goes to a page. So I'm going to copy all of that. I'm going to paste it. And there are 4 tutorials in all, so we're going to create 4 pages. And so the first one is background. It's what we saved right here. So just call it background.html. Now, these are all going to become a nav bar. And since they're going to be a nav bar, we don't want to have too much text. So we're going to put like BG images for bullets. Sounds like some kind of new government program, but it's not. It's background image for bullets, no S. Okay, so, and then the next one is going to be rollover, or vertical, vertical, al.html, vertical rollover. And we'll make them all roughly the same size. See, vertical rollover, BG image for bullets, pretty similar. And then the next one's going to be nested.html. And I'm just going to copy the rollover part. So I'm just going to repeat that. Just type nested, paste. And finally, it's going to be horizontal, paste. And we'll just call it horizontal. Okay, save your changes for background and go ahead and launch it. Run launch in Chrome. It's going to look like everything's good. And your temptation is going to be, well, let's click the link. Well, the first link works. because we're on the background page. But if we click vertical rollover, oops, not found. Okay, that's not a good, we don't want to do that. Let's go back. We want these links to work. And the reason why they don't work is we've never created those pages. There is no page called vertical.html. So let's create those now, and we're going to do it right out of here. I had you code out one page first because this is going to be like the egg that creates more chickens. Metaphorically speaking, anyway. We will have no chickens in this particular assignment. So choose Save As, and you want to use the text that's here. You got to get this exactly right or the link won't work. So I'm good at spelling, but if you're not, I'll show you what you can do. Boy, I'm pretty proud there. If you're good at spelling and you don't make a lot of mistakes, you can hand type it. But the quicker way might just be to copy it, then choose File, Save As. Now, the first thing you're going to notice, oh, there's background now, and there's vertical. So I'm just going to paste over the file name down here, nested, click Save. And we'll do it for horizontal. And we're almost done, but we'll do a little bit of changing in just a moment. And paste. So at this point, we got 4 images. However, we're only looking at one. And one of the things I like to do in Notepad++ is open up all files that you're working on. If you're going to work on 2, 3, or 4 files, might as well get them all open. So I'm going to click on Open. I'm going to highlight all of these and click Open. So now I've got 4 open across here. So now I can work on any one of these. And the key here is make sure you know which page you're working on before you make changes. The other thing is this background. I'm going to move that to the left, see if I can do that. No, I can't. Oh, well, that's fine. Horizontal. Okay, this is good, but let's add on here horizontal rollover. Bar. Okay, I'm going to turn that into horizontal rollover bar. And go ahead and replace the header too now. Paste. Save changes. And if you want to launch it, you can. Pretty good. Background's already done for you, right? Background image for bullets. And I might do that here. Just put background image for bullets. And then on nested, it's going to be nested rollover. So there it is right there. So I might as well just copy that. Paste it in my header too. After this, put a colon, space, and paste. And then we'll go to vertical and vertical rollover. Go ahead and do that. Replace the header too. Go up here where it has the title, paste it in. Okay, now we have several files open that have not been saved, and one of the nice things about Notepad++ is there's the Save All button. Go ahead and click that, save all your changes. Now let's go ahead and test it out and just make sure everything's working okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and launch it in Chrome again. I told it to launch again just in case. I couldn't remember if I'd closed it or not. There it is. Let's click each of the links and make sure that they change as we click it and we don't get an error message. As long as there's no error messages, then we're good. I just realized there is one other key part here is make sure you have no errors on your page. Because if you have errors on one page and you created all of these other pages with it, they all have errors. So before you go too much further, you should go ahead and check the validator. So I'm going to go ahead and go to validator.w3.org, and we're going to check it out. Now, one thing you can do is just click on Validate by Direct Input. Go to Notepad++, copy your code, go ahead and minimize it, paste it in here, and click Check. If you get the green, then we're good. So we're fine. We don't have to do anything on there. Let's just go back to our page, and I'll open that up. There we go. Now there is, we got to deal with nested, because this is going to be a nested list of links, and we want to style it so anything that's nested inside of another list item is going to look differently. So the first thing you want to do in any nested list is position your cursor right before you close a list item. So remember, a nested list must be all the way inside of a list item. So it's got to be inside. So we'll create a UL here and a UL there, and then we'll tab it over. Now, I don't need an actual real link to a site. So in the href, I'm going to put the pound sign or hashtag, however you like, and that just means if you put text on here, it's just going to go to anything with an ID attribute with that title. For now, we're just going to put it as a pound sign. And then we'll put like this, and then I'm going to copy that so that I don't forget. Control C, Control V, V, I don't have to do it 4 times. So put this, that, the other thing. Okay, so this list here, actually I'm going to start up here, go all the way down to there, right click, copy, and then remember, put it before the closing the list item. Put it before the closing the list item. Just make sure you get your cursor in there. Now, do you have to have 3 on each of these? No, you actually don't. You can put other things in there. But this is pretty good. If you need to pause to see the code, just pause the video now. Let's go ahead and launch it and make sure everything works okay. Save your changes. Okay. Launch in Chrome. And there's that one. BG image for bullets, vertical rollover, nested rollover, and horizontal rollover. These are all in the order of these are the order of the tutorials. So we'll go in and we'll do each tutorial one at a time. Each part will be its own video, but at least now you have the code and you have all the pages linking together. And the last thing you should probably do is check your nested rollover for errors. So I'm going to do that right now, and I'm just going to copy everything in here. Control A to select all, and right click copy. And let's go back here, and I'm going to choose Control A, and I'm going to hit delete to get rid of everything, and then paste in there, and then click revalidate. As long as I've got green, I'm okay. Good, I have no errors, so I don't have to worry about that. All right, tune in to my next video as we go over taking a background image and using that as a bullet in your unordered list.